How you doing, guys? So today, um, we got the expert walkthrough for the Desert Open. I'm just doing a live stream because it uploads faster, processes faster and stuff, so it's an easier way to do it. And also that way, if anybody has any questions, hopefully we'll get some people in here that can maybe address anything they have any concerns about that I might not think about with different club levels and such. So we're going to go at it. This is going to be one suggested route. It is not the only route you can take to play these holes. This is the route I am comfortable with and have figured out how I like to tackle them and give you a very good chance at the minus 12 at the bare minimum. How's it going, Eric? If you play this way error-free, you should get the minus 12. If you can find yourself some drops, which there's potential for, you can definitely beat that score. So this should give you a real good chance at a run at a banner if you can play a good round. What's going on, John? So this is hole one, old one. And I should also mention, where you see the targets is not necessarily where you're actually going to stick your target. That is where you want your ball to land after your wind adjustments. In some cases on these, you won't be able to reach there. You're counting on the wind to push you there. What's going on, James? Detlef? So, also, most of these holes, just your driver that you're comfortable with. When I have Thor's Hammer here, that's because that's what I'm most comfortable with. If it requires a different driver, then it'll be different than the Thor's Hammer. But otherwise, you should be able to get away with Thor Hammer, Apocalypse, Extra Mile, whatever you prefer. All right, so this shot, this drive, we're going 2.5 topspin, 1 right. You want to make sure not to overdo that topspin so you don't overshoot this fairway on the bounce. With that shot, that should line you up at about a mid-club sniper distance shot, which you should adjust about full. That should take care of your playing over water and get you pretty darn close to on spot. This is definitely an Alba opportunity. Still not an easy one to hit, but it is doable. Probably the most likely chance at Albatross in the tournament. I suggest playing with the Kingmaker here. If you can't, Titan will do fine. Even Katana will do fine. But, you know, there's a lot of wind in this tournament in general. So we want to stick with wind resistance as much as we can. Sorry, James. I haven't looked into that yet. I'll check into that a little bit. I got a busy day today, so wanted to get this done. Hole 2. Again, we're going to use Thor Hammer. You want to line up roughly 3 rings away from the edge of this rough. That's going to buy you some space for if you under adjust the distance there on the drive. Last thing you want to do is clip that rough and end in the bunker. That's a full topspin. Or no, I'm sorry. That's actually... just full right spin. No top spin, no backspin. Full right spin on that shot. Sorry. That should put you at a safe distance. If you're finding you're carrying a little too far, either pull the target back a touch or just add a bar of backspin. That'll leave you with a sniper shot to the green. You want to play pretty uptight to that bunker. How's it going, Sandy? You play pretty uptight to that bunker, and it'll be, you know, about 2-3 backspin, 2-3 right spin, depending exactly where you play that. You know, find your sweet spot, and I would start with 3 backspin, and go tweak your adjustment from there. Again, Kingmaker ball here. You don't need more, but I like the wind resistance and the side spin control. How's it going, Angie? Chef? Welcome in. Hole 3, we need to go Goliath. Goliath Kingmaker will get the job done. If you don't have the Kingmakers to afford, at least a Katana, you want side spin 3. Reason we go Goliath is so that we have all the flexibility we need to move that target. We don't run into max distance club too short of where we want to land. With this shot, we want to do about 2.5 bars backspin, 2.5 to 3, full left spin, full left curl. I usually aim, my 5th ring just about touches the base of the tree that hangs over the water. That's about my sweet spot. You know, you can tweak that slightly. Personal preference to where you can put it with the distance and feel comfortable that you're not gonna, if you hit great, you will not hit rough. Pretty straightforward shot. If you hit a decent ball there, you'll at least be on the fringe chippable range. You should avoid the rough if you have that 2.5 backspin plus. Hole 4. We're going to need to overpower this shot to get that target where we want here. If you're going to hit great left. So that's your safety net for the full overpower. I'm actually going, I haven't played with it yet, but I am bringing the roulette ball here. So that might reduce the amount we need to overpower, which would be very nice. What's going on, Tim? But I am mostly bringing that ball for the second shot. First shot, we want, 4 or 5 bars topspin, depending the distance you're getting. 4 to 5 should do the job. If you're getting a little short, 4 is better, actually. So you don't clip that rough and rock it off the fairway. Second shot, the reason we brought the roulette is so we have a better chance to be able to take the A line. Because I still want to bring my sniper. Now, my sniper is 172. So if your sniper is like a level 8, I would bring the Guardian. You want to make sure you've got that at least 170 yards on your wood. Again, this is why I'm bringing the roulette ball, so that if I happen to be a little short of my target zone, I should still be able to take A. And if I am randomly really short, B will be no problem. I will have plenty of distance. So the A shot is 0 backspin. You might need to tweak your side spin depending what sweet spot you find there on the rough. But generally, I found the straight line on, no side spin, no backspin is about exactly where you want to be. I haven't dropped it yet with the new changes, but I've gotten darn close now. For the B line, that is a full or a heavy curl shot. You want to line up about 4 rings from the edge of the rough, about 3 bars topspin, and a good deal of left. It doesn't have to be full left spin, but at least 5 bars, at least. Yes, exactly, Tim. And 5 should generally be safe. If you're really trying to get the distance to go back, if you're really trying to get the distance to take the A line, 5 should be safe. 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times. It is going to overdo it once in a while if you get an unlucky bounce on the fairway, but like Tim said, that can pretty much happen with any amount of topspin. That 5 should put you at a good range 90% of the time. And if you happen to overshoot that fairway, you can still make that play with the Nirvana. So it's not the biggest threat in the world. You obviously don't want to have to take that, but it really is manageable even if you overshoot it. Better to overshoot it than end up somehow in the rough, between these 2 beginning fairways. Because that is a very, 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 very bad situation. What's going on, Freddie? Hole 5. I'm taking Sniper Kingmaker here. I like to aim pretty much dead center of this bottleneck in the fairway. About 5.5 bars backspin. And it's about 5 or 6 bars left spin as well. That's probably all you're going to be able to get with that amount of backspin. And then a heavy amount of curl. We're doing basically full curl with the sniper. This should be approximately mid-distance club for you with the Kingmaker ball. So remember that in your adjustment. This is going to be a tough ace but this shot here should get you a birdie every time, as long as you're hitting perfect. You know, you hit greats, bad things happen, but if you're hitting perfect with this drive, you should birdie. Hole 6. I'm really liking this hole. It's a tough albatross chance, but it's there. What's going on, DZ? I am bringing a power 4 ball here. Biggest reason for that is I do not want to have to overpower my drive, or if I do, you know, just a tiny bit. With the Kingmaker, with my Thor Hammer 4, I was having to overpower a bit more than I'd like. So I'm bringing a power 4 ball for this drive, at least for the weekend round. I may still bring a lesser ball for the opening round. That's up for debate, but we're talking weekend round. This is how you get the best score. I'm going power 4. If you have an APOC 5 or something, then it won't be necessary. But, you know, about the club levels I'm at, I would go roulette ball, maybe earth ball, something of that nature. Power 4 ball, full top spin, 3 left spin, and a small bit of curl. And that should counter any of the funky bounces you'll get from the combination of the wind and the fairway, and you'll end up pretty straight on this third fairway. That'll leave you with a pretty nice wood shot. Again, I play pretty close to the middle of that bottleneck. I like 4 or 5 left spin, no top spin, no backspin, just 4 or 5 left spin. And then align your ball guide so that when it's curving in basically on the fringe, the front of the green on the fringe, and then the tailwind will push you up further into the green. That'll get you darn close. That'll just take some very fine tuning to get that one to drop. It's an unlikely one, but I expect to see a few, and that's a very good chance at it. Hole 7, bringing the rocket here. Rocket Kingmaker puts you at a pretty nice distance. Gives you all the spin control you need, as well as a decent amount of wind resistance, so you don't need more. If you feel like bringing a better wind ball, you know, a royal ball or something like that, I would suggest so you still have that power 3. Or is royal power 4 wind 3? I forget. But you can bring another ball, but I would at least go Kingmaker, and there's really no reason to waste more than that on the expert tournament. Not on this hole. It's about 8-9 bars backspin, 2 to 3 bars left spin, and a touch of your left curl. And you're going to aim just about center of this third fairway. You will be min to mid club, more likely than not. I was around mid with my lineup, more common. So remember that when you take your adjustment, you do need the 10% extra. Yes, I agree, Tim. Some people really like dropping expensive balls, and if you do, go for it, you know, but there's no need here. But yeah, just remember you're slightly under adjusting because you're not at max, but you need to over adjust for the water. So add 10% to your wind and then use your mid measurement, and you should be in pretty good shape. This is probably, I would say this is our best hole-in-one chance for the par 3s. So dialing this one in would be really nice. Yeah, true. Power 2 with some good wind resistance would still do the job, but then you're going to be closer to max. Just keep that in mind when you're making your measurement. Good call, Tim. This is another reason I do this live. You get little suggestions that are other good viable options for the situation. So here we're going Thor Hammer again. Kingmaker. This is a full overpower shot. So this target, you're likely not going to be reaching here. This is about where you want your ball to land after your full overpower with your wind. Full top spin, 2 to 3 left spin, left curl, heavy left curl. That should bring you right up the center of the fairway, darn near to the end of it, which will set you up with the thorn shot. Now, I've got the suggestions written down for the thorn rough bump, but you can also take your standard thorn shot here. If you prefer that, you're afraid of the rough bump, you don't want to underdo it and land short and stick in the rough, you can take your regular thorn shot. The thorn shot I've got down is 1 bar topspin and 3 to 4 right spin. That's going to be, your right spin is going to largely be dependent on exactly where you place that ball. So, but 1 topspin definitely needed to get out of that rough. Possibly even, 1.5 if you want that little extra just in case you are a touch short. Thought I had something else I wanted to say about that shot. Oh, you should be, if you get up there on this fairway, this would be about a mid thorn. So again, mind the water, the 10%, but you'll be at mid, not max measurement. Probably actually even closer to min than max. So Bruno, right is not a better angle. In fact, it's actually a tougher second shot because of the wind distance. However, the drive is much easier because of the direction of the wind. So this is the route I've opted to take, at least an expert. Now, if the wind was a different direction, I may have tweaked it all. But drive is easier to the right. And, because it's a thorn shot and you're at mid-thorn, that wind isn't brutal. With the Kingmaker, I remember it being roughly 7 miles an hour, I believe. So, 7 mile an hour mid, you're moving like 3 rings. If you're off a half a ring or so, you're not going to be in trouble. It won't be in the hole, but you won't be in trouble. So it's not a bad situation to be in still, and I prefer the easier drive. Hole 9. All right, guys, this is how you get this eagle. Big topper. To use a power 3, I believe you need the big topper 4 or better. If you only have a big topper 3 or lower, you're going to need a higher power ball. You will need probably a royal ball or an earth ball, or you need something. Power 4. You still want to cut down some of the wind if possible. Not so much from the drive, but definitely because of that second shot. But if you have a big topper 4 plus, Kingmaker will do the job just fine. You're going to bounce just in front of this bunker right in the bend there. No, I 100% agree, Tim. I 100% agree. Overpowering the big topper is no fun. So you don't want to do that. You really want to be taking a normal power shot, which the big topper 4 or 5 Kingmaker sets you up on this spot perfectly at max distance. It's actually a very nice thing. I almost think they designed this shot for that. Full topspin will get you to just clip this rough and roll out into the fairway. I've got full topspin, 1 right spin because that's all we can get to, and still have our full top, and full curl. You don't need the landscape mode or anything like that, and you're not slicing. You need to hit perfect, but it's a full curl shot. That'll set you up almost perfectly mid-fairway for your second shot. And I suggest bringing your Guardian, or if your Guardian does not hit that 175-yard mark, you will want your Big Dog or a Cataclysm, something to get you that distance, because you don't want to be overpowering this shot either. This is a rough bump, and it's not a whole lot of rough to work with where you're safe. You land too short, you go sand, or still rough. You don't want that, and you definitely don't want to overpower too hard and hit that fairway and end up water behind it. So you want that 175-yard mark with a power 3 ball. Will get you right into no overpower range to rough bump this. Santos, you might be able to with a power 4 ball. You might. But you're still probably going to have to overpower at least a little bit. So it's risky. It's really risky. If you got a high level, you need a driver with curl that can get this distance. It's like 217, I believe. So you could probably get away with like 214, maybe a quarterback if you got a power four ball. If you have a max quarterback, would probably do the job as well. But you would need that power four ball to make up that little bit of lack of distance. And you need I believe at least the 65 topspin to get up there enough. Difficult shot without the big topper. If you really can't make this, your best bet is go left, go up the fairway, take a thorn wedge shot to the green. You can do it with a high level rock as well. You can do it with any club that's got, that 215 mark in distance and has enough topspin that you can get up there. Now the difference is going to be if you're using a rock or something, you need to come up higher on the left of this bunker, and you're going to use more side spin and still the same amount of curl because you'll be more left. You're going to need the side spin to get over to that fairway. With the big topper shot, since it's 100 topspin, we don't use any side spin, so that's why you need to go in front of the bunker. But if you have a different club, you can make that from up, like directly left of the end of this bunker is where you would need to aim. And like full 5 bars side spin, probably. I haven't hit it yet, but I've seen it darn close, and it was just off measurement is all they did. They aimed too far left. But it can be done. And it's definitely, if you've got that 175-yard club, you are high chance to sit easy eagle, small chance at the albatross, and still basically a guaranteed birdie in my opinion, as long as you don't end up butcherly short, like in the sand here. If you hit rough, or if you have a Spitfire, sand would still probably be safe because then you can make these next fairways, and then you're chipping at the green. As long as you avoid the water here, you're getting a birdie. As long as you can recover at one mistake, you can hit rough, sand, pretty much anything, anywhere, as long as you hit fairway the rest of the way. So lower levels, if you don't have the clubs, you don't have the big topper, you don't have a high level quarterback or rock or something with some real good curl and decent topspin, go left, go short in the next fairway, and take the wedge shot, or I'm sorry, the short iron shot across the water for a birdie. Maybe you'll get the eagle lucky, but you want at least your birdie here. But if you've got that big topper 4 or 5 and a Guardian, this is the way to play it. 100%, this is your best chance at taking a lead on the pack. So a lot of people are going to birdie this. A lot of people. The Guardian shot, the rough bump, is 2 backspin, 2 left spin. You definitely still want to use a Kingmaker over a Titan. Reason being, you want the littlest wind. Maybe, this might even be a situation for Royal Ball or something of that nature. Anything you can do to cut down your wind on that second shot is going to help, because you want to shoot directly between these trees, basically. And if you have to adjust too much because of the wind, you could set yourself up to run into those trees while the ball's in flight. You don't want that. That is your way to get a water hazard here. So wind resistance is your friend here. Don't bring the Titan. At least Kingmaker. I think it would pull it off, Santos. I can try and see if I can, maybe get lucky and draw some of these in practice and try it out and let you know if it for sure works and where the spot would be. But I'm fairly certain you can get there with the QB10. It's just going to take a matter of figuring out that placement on the drive. It would be slightly risky. One way for sure you can make it is if you play that fairway patch in front of the bunker, but that is a very small little spot to hit, and if you mess up, you're in trouble. But that'll make it with almost any club that has that distance to reach there. You will make it with the topspin. I think you only need 4 or 5 topspin to make that jump. That's another way to do it. These are all much more risky. I'm trying to give you guys the least risk possible. This big topper shot, if you got it, take it. If you don't, if you really want to try, one time in your opening round to go for this, like in the front 9 on a different way, go for it. If I find another way for sure that works, I'll post it on the 19th hole. But I don't want to lead you guys the wrong direction. If you don't have the big topper that can make this shot, I would suggest playing this shot safely and just go left. If you can get way up there on that last fairway before the green, you can wedge shot it. So you can be using an Endbringer. And you have a fairly darn good chance to make it with an Endbringer. I'd say you're at like 70% chance. So it's really still not a bad way to go. But this is a way that, if you've got it, is your best chance. And yeah, guys, absolutely. Like I said, if I figure out another way, I will definitely post it and share. But this right now is the best way I know. Yes, bunny ball would be really good here, especially considering, the drive, you don't need the spin because you're using the full top. And the second shot is only a 2 side spin shot, which the bunny ball can take care of. So that is a good option if you're lacking just the tiniest bit of distance. There's a few choices. I would just say Kingmaker is your minimum ball. Don't go less than that. If you got something better, this isn't a bad hole to bust it out on. It's the hardest hole of the tournament. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. Hopefully this, I went a little more detailed with how I did my club selection and stuff, putting the actual club there, the image on there, the ball image, got the color of the ball guide like it would be, tried to get in your curls and everything. Hopefully for people watching this, that helps visualize what you need to do. Don, I am probably going to do one tomorrow and one Friday. It depends. I have to kind of see who else is doing theirs and when. I'm not sure what day I'm off, Friday or Saturday this week. So it depends on that as well. But usually at least get one in Thursday night. And then either the other 2 will be Friday, or I'll only get one in and maybe I'll record my pro round and just post it. But I plan to stream both the experts at least. So just stay tuned. We'll put up links in the 19th hole as well when I go live. So if you're not already subbed, hit that bell on the sub, and that'll let you know. It'll notify you whenever I go live. Good luck to everyone. I hope this guide helps you. Like I said, if you can do this, if you play these shots out, if you've got these clubs, and you play error-free, you should hit the -12, which should definitely get you through. It'll probably put you towards the top of your bracket. And then all you got to do is adjust and find the extra couple drops, and you have a real good chance at taking a good banner here this tournament, because this is going to be tough for many, many people. People that don't follow anybody, don't see these guides, they're going to have a tough time. So giving you guys the best edge I can give you. Like I said, comment if there's any questions if you missed this stream. Happy to try and help. And like I said, I'll try and find some other answers to this drive on hole 9 that are not big topper. But this is the best one I've found so far. So it's what I'm sharing with you guys. Good luck, everybody, on any rounds to play if I don't see you before then. And go kick some butt. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. I'd appreciate it. We'll see you next time.